Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com. Great to see you all again. I hope you're all doing really well. This lesson, of course, we're going to be looking at Yankee Rose by David Lee Roth, but really featuring Mr. Steve Vai. Just a wonderful track, and I've been meaning to do this for some time. So I thought, now's the time, let's get this done. Let me show you how to play it. Eat 'em and Smile, when it came out, it just really blew me away. Steve Vai, to me, was at his finest during this sessions for this album. He's got a very limited scope for doing his solos, but what he does on the songs on these are just wonderful. So there are a lot of theatrics going on in this and all the other songs from the album. If this is your first time visiting the site, great to see you. Hope you like what you see. And if you do, why not click on that subscribe button, click on that bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I'm posting any new videos. And of course, I really appreciate your support. Well, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get into this song and I'm going to show you how to play Yankee Rose by David Lee Roth. But of course, Steve Vai on guitars. So don't go away.
Preview.
So we start off with a G5 chord. I've got second finger on the 3 on the low E, and I'm ringing open D, open G. I'm muting the A string with my second finger. Just takes it out, and I'm holding with my third finger. I've got 3 on the B and 3 on the high E, and we just let that ring out. Then I've got a 3 on the low E and 5 on the A, so it's like playing a G5 chord. And then I'm doing it 0, 1, 2, 3 on the low E string. But I've got to make sure that I finish with my second finger on the 3. So you can do it all the same or like I do. I do open 1, then I do 2 and 2. You have to be finishing with that 2 on that third because we're building up a chord and really it's essential to that position there. So from that 3, I'm then going to play open G string. Third finger is going to play 3 on the D, and then I've got my second finger on that 3, and I use my little finger because I'm going to go octaves. Now if you notice, I'm still holding all of them chords, all of them notes should I say, because I want them to ring out. I don't want them killed off. It's not an arpeggio, it's not staccato as we're playing it. So I've gone, and my first finger is going to be reaching down to first fret on the B. Let that ring out, and then we're going to play an open G. Now at this point you can take your fingers off because you're getting ready for the next move. But if I put that together for you, we get... Now from there, we're going to go to a B flat 5 chord, and we're just going to go. So, now we're going to go into this next shape, which is on 5th fret on the G string and 6th fret on the E string, and we've got this phrase. Now this shape here that you're playing, which is that 5 and 6, this shape here, you're going to be using this a lot in this song. So we're coming from this. And you notice when I'm playing that, I'm pushing up with my first finger. And on the last one, I push up. So it's a push on the 5, back to 3 on the G, finishing with 2 5s on the D string. So let's just piece that all together, what we've got so far. Now, That section that we've covered, you are going to repeat that every single time we have a verse. It doesn't change in its structure, it's always the same. What does change though is the little riffs that Vai plays at the end of each one of them. Now in the first one, straight out the bat, we have a very tricky one to play, and you do need to play, if you're going to get close to what he's doing on this, you will need a whammy bar. If you don't have a whammy bar, then really you can just play the harmonic that he plays. Now coming out of that section, we have this. Hey, you can see I've got whammy bar doing a control on the movement down. I'm playing an open G. I hit the harmonic. Now, it's been killed off because of the time, because I've got on the gate, because I've got a very strong gate on this because of all the distortion. But I am playing open. I then touch the harmonic, and then I got to go down, and I do it twice. Try again. So it's down, down, back up, and back up. From that, we then go back and we play a complete verse again. So you're backing out of that, playing that. We go through that whole section again, finishing with them. Then we have this really fabulous riff that he's playing. Now, let me just talk you through that bit by bit on that. What we're doing is we're playing it, if we think of a G minor pentatonic. We're coming in from the 20 and we're pulling off to the, what are we going to do? We're going to the 18 and then to the 15. Now you pick first note and you pull off the remainder. Crossing over then to the B string, we are going to play 18, 15. Now you can see that shape of that pentatonic there. And we do an 18 to 15 on the B string. Then we slide down to 11 on the B. So we've got... Then we're going to pick up 12 on the G. Cross over to 13 on the B. And then we pull off to 11 and then down to 10. And then we've got a hammer on the 11 on the B, cross over to the G string 12, pull off to 10, back to 12. And if you can, you get a harmonic there. So step by step. From there, we're going to slide down to G minor pentatonic, and we're just going down the G minor pentatonic scale. So we're just doing 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. And then we slide back to 5 fret. So we play that rundown. Now, when we slide back up, that takes us into the pre-chorus section. I'm just going to play it through and then we're going to break it down. Now, what's happening there is as we come down that, sliding up to that 5, and then we're going back to that shape I spoke about before, which is 5 on the G and 6 on the B. And we're keeping our first finger on that 5 on the A. So you get this. Now what he does at the end when he's doing that, I'm just slightly bending up on the G and the B string. So it's... Now, next part, you're going to change over your fingers. So your first finger is taking over where your second finger was, which is on the G5, and you bring your second finger over to the B flat, which is 6th fret, and we repeat the process, but we're using that as the bass note. We go back. Now on that last one, we get this. And then we get. What's happening there from that last one? I do another open E, B flat, 5, and then I'm doing 1 to 3. Let me just play through the chorus. So what's happening there? We're doing a 10 on the A string, we're sliding in. Now that's that shape that we was doing here on 5 and 6, but this time we're doing it on 10 and 11, and then we go back to 10, 10. Then we move up and we're doing a 19, 18. And then we do 17. And there's a bend on that 17. We go back. And then we've got, and that there is 3 with a bend, down to 1. So we bend and then back into the 3. Then we do 3, 1, crossover, 3, 1 on the low E string. So let me just do that real nice and slow. And we go back up. And then we go back to the riff, but there's a slight change right at the end. That was the previous one. We go back to the 1 on the A string, and we finish on 3 on the E. So we get, and then it goes back to, we play through a whole verse again. Now at this point, when we come to the end of that verse section, the little riff that he plays, very easy to do. We're just going to go to fret number 23, sorry. We're right up there on the 20, sorry, it is 22. And we just play that note. Just let that ring out, and then we're back into. So the final riff that he's playing goes like this. If we were to break this down, if you don't, especially if you don't have a whammy bar, what we're doing is playing open strings on the G. That's the sequence. But what Vai is doing is playing. So I'm scooping down. I say, if you haven't got the whammy bar, you find it a little bit tricky, just go. Gives you a similar effect. But it's quite hard to get that across and explain, but getting that. But little perseverance you'll get there, but if not, take the other route that I've said. From there we go back obviously into the chorus section. We got this pre-chorus section. Now in the second time when you're playing that pre-chorus section, there's a little bit more. Get a little more bounce into the playing when you're playing that. Just play the same as the last time, but if you wanted to get a little bit closer to the record, a little bit more bounce. And of course, when we go back down, we've got that. Takes us into. Yep. Then back. And then we've got this big long slide that takes us into the solo section, which is what we're going to look at now. And going into this slow section here, what you're going to be doing, you're going to be playing across a chord that you played earlier in the pre-chorus, which is that 5 and 6 on the G and the B, and your second finger across the 6. What you're going to do, you're going to bring that whammy bar right down, holding that chord, bring it right down. So you let that just crawl, that's kind of slowly. And then we get this line. Another neat thing that I like when I play this one is you can take that shape. So instead of playing that line, you can get it. Sounds pretty cool just playing that same shape, but I'm going to take it from the 6, take it all the way down to the 3, because that's the underlying chord behind it. But you get that. Or you can just get a. And from there, we again go into the kind of that little short bit of solo that he's playing on that, which is a full tone bend on 13. And then I go down from 11 to 10. And I've got an 11, 10, 11, 10. Down to 12, so again. And then I've got going down, so finish on that, so it's 11, 10 to the 12, and then I get a 15. So I get 15 on the G, 12 pull off onto the 10. And then we're into that the stomping beat now where he's using the chord progressions. So let me just play that progression. So we're going to start off on B flat 5 to C, D, B flat 5 here, down to the F. We're going to go up to A fret on the A string, do an F5. Then we go back to that chord that we used in that pre-chorus, which is 5 on the A, 5 on the G, 6 on the B. Move it all the way up to 17 fret, same shapes, you're doing 17A, 17G, and then 18 on the B. And that takes us into that bass break played by Billy Sheenan. So we're going through the bass break and then we're into that groove, that fabulous little groove that he plays at the end of the song. So let's go and check that out now. So let me just play through that chord progression that he plays at the end and then we'll break it down. Now that repeats, you've got one guitar playing that sequence all the way through to the fade at the end. So let's just check out what we're doing. And we are back to that chord again to start off with. This time he's doing it more of a bar chord. So I'm holding down a bar on 5 fret and I'm holding down 6 on the B, and I'm going to go and then lift. So I'm just doing 6 on there to a 5, and then we got little clicks, just going down from 5 to 3, and then some more clicks. So we get. Then we've got this 5 chord movement where we're playing 5 chords down the D and the G string. So we're doing 7, 9. So we've got an A5, down to a G5, down to an F5, and then back to a G. And each time, so we got that little slide in between, and then we've got this little fabulous riff, which again, back onto that G minor pentatonic, I'm playing 5, 3, pull off 3 on the D, and then 5, 3 on the A string, down to that 1st fret B, finishing on 3rd fret on the low E. So it goes. Repeats through. Now, of course, there's a lot of soloing goes on after that. Now, I've heard so many different ways he's played that, and different ways you can attempt it. What I've decided, I'm just going to show you that. You can have some fun soloing over the top. Remember, he's going to be in a G minor pentatonic, but he does an awful lot of tapping sequences that he's playing through. You know, you just really can have some fun just playing through that. See, he's got a lot of playing through. I'm just tapping down through the scale that he plays over the top. He's back on his G minor up here. A lot of that thing. Just really can have some fun with that, but the main thing is that groove behind there, just finishing out, and that takes you to the end of the song. So we've covered all of the sections of the song, and I'm sure you can agree with me, it really is a fun song to play this. A lot of different parts here. The beauty of this song, why I liked it, you can take it at different levels. You know, you can play this just doing standard little things that I mentioned a few times, especially on these little riffs in between that you've got to put in, or you can really go for the full-on Steve Vai on this. Different ways of being played by different guitarists. Of course, you've got Paul Gilbert. When he plays this, he does a different version onto it as well. There are lots of different guitarists out there on the internet that approach this, and it is great to hear them. What I'll do, I'll post some links to different YouTube videos so you can hear the different guitarists that have played on this for David Lee Roth. You really get into some of these, they are fun. Anyway, I am going to let you go. I hope you really have enjoyed this lesson. It is a change for the normal ones that I've done, so I hope you appreciate that one. Any comments, don't forget to stick them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if there's any other songs that you'd like me to have a little go at, I'll put them in, so I will. So, I'm going to let you go. This is Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com, wishing you well. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Until then, goodbye.